and welcome to How to Cook Great Food. With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?
Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you have not already, please click that button and subscribe to our family. On the menu today, and as you can see right here, just this second finished, we're doing a really simple but very beautiful duck and rice. First of all, we're going to start off by cooking out our duck breast, which takes a little bit of time, a little bit of technique, so please follow that carefully. Then we're just simply going to stir fry that afterwards with some onions, garlic, ginger, a little bit of sesame oil, soy sauce and oyster sauce. That is really, really delicious. Let's go and do it. We're going to get started with our duck breast. What I've done is, we can just first of all see our duck breast, lots of meat underneath, and of course the fat. Now what I've done is I've scored the meat on the skin, just opened it out a little bit. You scored the fat, but not the meat. So I've just cut that fat open, as you can see. Now then I've got a paper towel and I've dried that. You need to kind of get as much of the moisture out of it as you can. Simply black pepper, and then salt, and then we're going to go over to the cooker and we're going to get that cooked. That simple. So only seasoning on the upper side, on the skin side. Let's get to the cooker. Okay, so I've got my pan. You can use a flat skillet or anything you want like that. Absolutely dry, no need to put any oil or anything because we're going to get some fat from the skin. Duck, as you probably know, is very fatty. So we're going to go skin side down only, just like that. And you may also notice that I don't have the heat on yet. I'm putting these into a cold pan or skillet. We're now going to put the heat on and we're going to cook them on a kind of low to medium heat for about 5 minutes, these ones. I mean, these are not, hugely thick. So let's go and do that. No need to turn them at all. Just keep it just like that. So the heat's been on just for a couple of minutes now, like a minute or a half maybe. Just want you to see that already there's some fat coming immediately. So that's why it's very important. Don't put any oil or fat into the pan, dry pan. And you'll see it, as you can see already, it's just coming. This has only just gone on. So very, very important. Let's do that for another few minutes. I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off now. Off goes my flame. And as you can see, there's huge amounts of fat that we've rendered from the duck. Let's take a look at them. Wonderful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them over with the heat off. And just with the heat remaining in the pan, I'm just going to sear them for maybe 1 minute. Okay. They've just been very lightly seared in that fat with no heat on them, only what was remaining in the pan. So we're going to set these aside. And we've now got some beautiful fat there. Don't throw that away, it's delicious. You can use that. You can keep that in your refrigerator. That'll be absolutely wonderful on some roast potatoes or some other cooking. We may even use a little bit of this in what we're about to do. So let's get over to the chopping board where I'm going to slice open our breast. Okay, there you go. So I just let our duck breast just rest for like a minute or so, and then I've sliced it open, and as you can see, we've got a very tiny amount of pink in the center, but she's pretty much cooked all the way. It depends on how you like your duck, and of course how thick your duck. Some of it is really thick, you'll get a lot of meat. These are not particularly thick, so as if you're cooking a steak, You can have them cooked rare, medium rare, blue, entirely up to you. So I like that just like that. It's got a little touch of pink in the center. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see there, it's very juicy. A very important stage to go through when you're cooking this is to cook it only skin side down with a little bit of seasoning. You can, if you want, put on it some 5 spice or some other herbs and spices if you want. Salt and pepper. The salt kind of really helps kind of draw out the fat. Cold pan, then put the heat on. There we go, we've got that done. We can now move on because we're going to now refry this again in our dish. Okay, so we're back with the same pan that we cooked our duck in, and there's a tiny little bit of the duck fat in there, which I'm not bothered about. In fact, I'm quite happy we're going to use that. High heat, this is smoking, you may be able to see. We're now going to go in with some onion, garlic and ginger chopped. And like I said, there's enough, just a little tiny amount of the duck fat in there, not too much, but enough. I've got chunky cut ginger and garlic. Cut it how you like. You can cut it in julienne or in strips if you want, or chop it as I've done. We're now going to add our duck and any of the juices that are on the plate. And we're going to stir fry this on this very high heat for a maximum of 2 minutes, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Simply, with this high heat on, we're going to add a little bit of soy sauce. I'm using a light one, use dark if you want. We're then going to add some oyster sauce. And a little tiny bit of sesame oil. We're going to stir fry this for another 60 seconds and then we're done. Okay, there you go. That's gone straight onto some steamed rice, and I've just dressed that with some spring onion or green onion tops. Really, really delicious. Really important, guys, that last stage you have that flame really high, because we kind of want that kind of smoky burntness. We're trying to kind of get a bit of that kind of real Chinese restaurant flavor, where they use their burners are like jet engines. You know, in their woks, they're super, super high power, which is really hard for us to create at home, but we can really try, can't we? So that's why you want it really high, the flame, and try and get a little bit of burning happening. It'll give it a lovely little smoky flavour. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you really soon. Lots of love.
With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?